What's up, boys? We're back with some more of the Path of Exile 2 early access with the fiery, eventually infernalist summoner. We've got a bunch of skeletal arsonists throwing firebombs everywhere. We've got a bunch of summoned raging spirits going everywhere. And then we've got the firewall for our skeletons to launch their bombs through. We can also detonate some of our minions if they get low in life with the arsonist for a bit of extra damage. They recently had a small patch to improve the game a little bit to buff the loot drops from like rare enemies, I think. So maybe it'll feel a little bit better. I'm not really sure. I've been trying out a few different other characters, trying to find something that like actually feels really fun and powerful at the same time. And honestly, it's been a bit of a struggle so far. I did buy a new chess piece for the build. It gives my minions ES based on their life, and then they revive much faster now, so we should have higher uptime on them, and they should be less likely to die as well. Oh yeah, actually you do need to make a level 7 gem, since I didn't do that last time. We can get a flammability to put on tanky enemies that will be alive for a while. And I also got lucky on one of the other characters. We found a pretty nice... Oh, those guys do a big firewall as well. A pretty nice scepter, gives a high level skeletal warrior, and then some decent stats to my nearby allies as well as the spirit mod I like, so we can reserve more of that to get more minions out.
Obey me.
Alright, let's go see if I can get my level 7 gem I forgot to use, and I think flammability is the only thing we can grab there. It has a pretty long delay, and then it also has a big mana cost. So I was kind of skeptical of it being super useful. I think... Let me go here. Here we go, tier 7. So we can look at all the gems here. And then flammability, since we're focusing the SRS and Arsonist, 32%. It also only lasts 6.4 seconds. It just has so many downsides, like almost everything in the game right now. Let's see, what did I have persistence on? Zombies? No. Probably on the raging spirits, yeah. I guess we'll keep that there, so I don't know that there's a lot we can put onto the flammability for now. One of the other issues is it just feels like it takes so long to get like the build making stuff unlocked. Like in Path of Exile 1 you can get your Ascendancy and unlock basically all of the skill gems in the gym within like an hour or two if you move very fast and have some decent gear. But on here it easily takes like 5 to 10 times as long. And it just takes so long to actually try stuff out with how slow the game is currently. Like I just want to create cool builds and see how everything feels, and it just takes like days to get anywhere. Oh yeah, we need to be doing the flammability. Still seems like the minions are kind of getting smashed, but at least we have extra fire damage. I'd really like to get some more, like, skill gem slots early on. I feel like just 2 gems after you've been playing the game for hours just... I don't know, it just feels off. I don't know, maybe it's just the vision they have. It's just such a sharp contrast between Path of Exile 1, which, I mean, everyone is going to be comparing it to that. I just don't really see why you need a delay that's so long on the curse. Like, there are a lot of bosses that teleport around and move around a lot, so it's going to be very hard to land it on them, the main place you need them. And then, of course, the white mobs move around a ton already as well. They don't really attack your minions all that much, so they don't really stay in place unless you have freezing or stunning. Do we have anything here? Shrine of Bones. And what do we need here? Bone pits. I guess we'll see if we can grab the waypoint here. And then we'll look for the stash. I'm still trying to explore everything just to get all of the power I can and try and make the game feel a little bit more manageable. Also, once they add the Spectre Gem back into the game, that should be a pretty nice boost for summoners. I'm hoping there'll be another persistent minion, since we don't actually have a lot of those right now. It's really just the one skeleton that you choose for the build, and then if you have a weapon that grants one, you can also get a little bit more from that. But I think in-game you might not even use that depending on what kind of cool weapons there are there. So really not a lot of persistent minions right now. Essence of Enhancements. We better kill everything first with how annoying some of the essences were in Poe 1. I feel like they're going to be a nightmare here, especially later on. Normal to magic with 1 defense modifier. Sounds pretty useful. If you find a good base. Actually, did we get that? We're at the... We are in the Bone Pits? No, that's the quest. We need the Shrine of Bones. And they usually seem to be around checkpoints, so... Could be here. Or we could just be going into a circle. Or it could be the fossilized memorial and not removing that from the map. Sometimes it does seem to do that. Well, that's the whole map, and it's not showing that. Oh, there's a tiny little area up there, past the memorial? Actually, I think I already went over there. Yup. Level 1 support gem, of course. So either it doesn't exist... Oh! That was it. It was the little thing past that for a level 1 support gem, really? I think the biggest power boost I've discovered is actually going through like the low level uniques and finding the cheap ones that are relevant to your build and then trying to pick up some of those. Like that chest was less than half of an exalt, and that's a pretty big survivability boost. There's a very good armor chest that actually recoups part of the damage mitigated by your armor, so you can get a lot of extra healing with some decent armor. Life Sprig is back in Poe 2, and I think it's even better here. It can give up to +3 to spell skill gems. Oh yeah, I did go kind of greedy on the tree. I really wanted to get over to the extra minion AoE so that my arsonist would have much bigger projectiles and explosions and all. We did have some damage kind of close over here that I'm going to grab later on. And then there's some nodes over here that are okay, but not really amazing. We'll probably grab those later as well. But I just really wanted to get up to here for the reduced reservation as well. And next level we'll finally be able to get a bit more minion damage. And that should be decently helpful, I think. But that probably wasn't efficient. I just really like getting AoE, it just feels good. It feels like I even need to curse like just random trash mobs just to kill them at a decent pace. Maybe that's what they wanted? You have to use like 5 different skills for every couple of trash mobs? I don't know. Oh, this guy's dropped their shield. Let's see, was there anything cool here? There's a rare, but doesn't seem like there's anything important from him. Not a rare, I guess just a static boss. I really think they should probably reduce the limitations on the support gems a bit. Since you can only have one copy of each right now, some of the really important utility gems like increased AoE and then like reduced mana cost and stuff, that would be very helpful for like the curse and stuff. You just don't really have access to them because there are like more important damage abilities you need them on, unfortunately. And that would be... it would make the curse and stuff like that feel a lot better. Make it a lot easier to land and make the mana cost less painful. Well, I actually could use the reduced mana cost on it. I don't think I'm really using that, but I don't know if I have one right now. I'm definitely using the AoE on the skeletons so that their explosions are bigger. You can see if there's anything easy to do with that one gem on the flame ability. Doomblast and curses expire. What does that do? You can't hover over the Doomblast anywhere. Oh, it's right here. Chaos in an area, 15% of current mana. Okay. So that's kind of a mana stacker thing. 15% of that would be like 45. That's definitely not very useful to me. So I'm using that, and then I'm using that. And then the mana cost is red, I think. But yeah, having the duration and AoE on that would make it feel much nicer, but I just need them too much right now.
Obey me.
If I could just get some more gem sockets. The explosion effect for the arsonist was super fun early on, but it just doesn't really feel like I have the gems to really scale that up right now, with only 2 sockets still.
Oh my, what a gorgeous rite. I'm ready.
That's a big boy. And a lot of these boss arenas are just so small on top of that.
Now!
Small arenas with over 50% of the area covered by AoE, and then he's doing another attack that covers like 50% of the screen on top of that. God, there's just so much stuff. All of their green effects have like the same sort of coloration as my minions when they revive as well. when he summons that orb in the middle of the map.
These should come in handy.
Was that the... Oh, that was the quest area. So we could check out the... Oh, that's the boss. Okay, we're done with this area then. So we have to talk to Zarka.
What have you learned? Thank you.
There was a small buff to salvaging items as well if you have a 6 mod rare. Another level 1 gem, really? If you have a 6 mod rare, you get double the shards from disenchanting it now, I think. Chaos Res Int. I like that more than mana. Yeah, I think we'll take that. Where did the disenchant thing go? What? Oh, that's a vendor, actually. For disenchanting. I forget what that gives. Oh, that's probably blacksmith whetstone. That has some decent stats. We might want that for another character. Crit chance, crit bonus, cast speed, ES. That's decent for a caster. Maybe. Reduce charges on low life, probably not. That's a good amount of life and resistances. I could use that per character as well.
Here for a story. I will tell your tale.
Alright, on to Keith.
City of a once great culture. How adorable.
The weary traveler.
Anything here? Abandoned Shrine and a Constrictor Queen. I think the game would just feel so much better if you could get your first and second ascendancy points and unlock some of the newer skills a bit faster. While the levels are kind of similar to PoE 1, the actual time it takes you to get those levels is just so much longer right now. Looted vault, nothing remains. Yep, I feel that. can't get through there. I also don't really like when bosses have regenerating energy shield, and then there's just no way to stop it, it just feels bad. Like, just give the boss more HP, so that you can tell exactly how their HP is, instead of giving them these weird recovery mechanics that you can't really influence anyways. It's like false information, basically. Thank God, more skill points. So we can finally grab some more minion damage. We'll get some decent amount traveling up to the notables up here, and several of those are pretty good. So that was... We need to find the entrance now for this place. We should check that before I leave this area, just in case. The maps are super painful if you miss any tiny nooks and crannies right now with how low the movement speed feels. The Lost City. Now we have to find the Temple of the Vipers or whatever.
The once verdant city is
I think we'll go grab the... Oh, it looks like I actually have it. Alright, we're done with there then.
verdant city is still mostly
The Sanctum at the Heart of Keep.
overwhelmed with sand. Pretty.
And even with all my criticisms, I really do love all of the quality of life features they've been adding. WASD movement is especially really helpful for me. I just have issues with super repetitive, like, spam clicking over and over for long periods of time.
Obey me.
So I really do want to see this game succeed, and that's why I'm trying to do, like, constructive criticism about the issues I have. Although, if they could add WASD movement to PO 1, that would be pretty sick. And if they could just make it so you can actually control your character a bit more, that would go a long ways to making the game feel better. There's just so many instances where you just can't control your character. And that's literally the worst feeling thing ever in a game. Like, there's 2 trash beetles on me and I can't freaking move even with 20 minions around me who should be kind of intercepting and defending. That might might be the little side quest that I saw Grimro mention in his video, where you have to take them to some area here near a waypoint, and then you can actually choose stats that you want at the time. Sort of like bandits, but you can freely respec them, I think. We'll check that out after this area. Buried shrines. So I think it was the Titans? Level 25? We might have to move the stupid caravan thing before we can go there then.
Show me your secrets.
Being able to pause in single player is another one of the quality of life features that is extremely nice. Like, the game just has so much potential, and I think it will eventually be very good, but they have a long road ahead of them right now, in all honesty. This looks pretty ominous. Kelly's Tomb. Level 1 support gem. Yeah, let's not hang around here. At least they're all slow melee, so you can funnel them together and AoE them down. All of that for a level 1 support gem. Sick. Although actually the XP is probably the most valuable thing here, since we're getting close to some decent notables now. Level 7 is good, but I don't think there's actually a lot of useful stuff over there. So we can probably just upgrade one of our gems with it. I really wish you could get the upgrades for the like buff skills a bit more, like Summon Raging Spirit here would be very helpful. But for now, I think we just take the 1 level on the Arsonist then, since that's the main... Well, Unearth up to level 7, it's not amazing, but that's such a big level increase that might be kind of helpful. I'm just at the point where I have so many skills, it's hard to properly utilize them all now. And then that one requires corpses as well, so it's often not even useful on bosses. What are we looking for here? Essence of water?
Left a child to die. He holds a new loyalty now.
I was one.
My king nears.
'em. Oh my god, dude. Half the screen, over half my HP. Half the room is covered in fire. %of my HP for half the screen. Come on, man. It just does not feel good. You dash out of attacks and they still damage you. Literally 100% of the room is covered in fire right now. And I'm just dead from half a screen away, okay. Like, it's literally 100% covered in fire right now. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you could have had a single person playtest some of these fights. Where the... Oh. Like, you could have had a single person playtest these fights, and they could have shown you several glaring issues that need to be fixed. Like, the entire arena should never be covered. And then, if you dash out of an attack, it shouldn't damage you. And that's an issue with several fights right now. And then attacks that do 80% of your HP shouldn't have such a massive area of effect either. And then they shouldn't be able to stun you out of your dash either. And you shouldn't take damage while dashing out of attacks, since that kind of defeats the purpose of it. The entire arena is covered again. Jesus, man. This is not good game design. 50% of my HP from an attack I avoided. Again, 50% when he's not even hitting me.
Immortal, please. My followers are long since done. None remember I awoke from my. I ask you, mortal, to use. Death. Thank you.
By your request.
There was a goddess of... Do not wonder.
What have you learned?
Speak up.
Maximum ES spell damage. I guess? Actually, the life regen was pretty helpful when the entire arena is covered in fire that you can't avoid. And 5 probably helped a lot there, so we didn't get worn down.
titans lived and died here. What fate wrought their demise?
Those are some big boys.
It appears they fought here, died here, a resting place. Now!
And then you have like fairly tanky blue mobs that you have to curse, but they move so much it's impossible to hit them. The delay on the curse just does not make any sense to me. A yellow that is untargetable 80% of the time, and then has a periodic invulnerability aura. Like, who thinks this stuff up? It just doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, if his leap attack lands on me, it does 80% of my HP too. For someone who's immune 90% of the time. Oh my god, man, just kill it. So dumb. That doesn't look good. Oh, just a new area. Thought that was a giant boss coming down. Is there a waypoint here? It looks like it, so we should probably grab that. There's no easy place to explore here, so I guess we have to grab the waypoint here first, if there is one. There's a few of the areas where it's just really hard to grab the waypoint there.
How exciting.
Like, we've covered 90% of the map, there's just a small area right there? And there isn't one by the entrance here. So we can choose increased charm charges gained. I only have one charm right now, or mana recovery from blasts. That doesn't seem great. I guess we'll get slightly less stunning. That was significantly less exciting than I was picturing. Oh my god. Just chain stuns from extremely long-range mobs. So 12% we are reserving 3 of the arsonists, which is 105, so that will be like 13 spirit then, up to 40-ish. So that should get me one more arsonist. It didn't move my spirit at all, so we'll have to... Okay, there we go, 4 of them now. So they're saying the hit damage does work on those now. One melee attack from a blue mob, 60% of my HP as I'm just passing by.
None can oppose me.
Level 8. Probably upgrade the Arsonist again. Well, the Spirit won't be relevant right now, but I'll do it in case it increases their damage, I guess. We'll need a lot more Spirit to get a 5th one at some point. Although, whenever we get our next Spirit upgrade permanent thing from one of the acts, that should actually give me another one right away, I think. Reduced mana cost, life regen, 50 spirits. Not bad for a chest armor. I don't think it's insane though. You could use that on a summoner to get 1 or 2 more of these skeletons. If you're at like a breakpoint where it gives you 2 more skeletons, then that's pretty strong, I think. Please don't tell me this is another boss fight in a tiny arena where you can't move around. I am so sick of this. Very Kitava-esque with the sweeping arm attacks. I feel like you can't really tell where the rocks are dropping. Yeah, this fight is very similar to Kitava, actually. Oh, the platform crumbles away. So you have an even smaller area. Oh god, there's so many of them now. That, honestly, was pretty easy compared to most of the boss fights so far.
It's warm.
Like, you could actually react to most of his attacks, it felt like. So we need the Flame Ruby to Tsarka.
This ruby imprint. It'll take if my
I can't even hold that. You're too horny for me.
Now I have to blow this thing. Stay in sight.
We need the hooded one.
How can I be of aid?
What?
44 life is not bad. Not a whole lot else though. %damage, and it's level 8. It'd be nice to upgrade the level, but all of the mods on that are very good. 32% spirit is fantastic. Damage, crits, accuracy is the weakest, but still decent. I don't think I could craft that up to be better. 139 armor. 1 to minions is so nice though. Especially since you don't really even pay the mana cost on most of them, they just are summoned passively. Other builds can run into mana issues if they have too many plus skills, but not us. 486 is quite a bit. I guess we'll have to use that.
Stay in sight.
I haven't really even been using the zombie. 3% damage. I don't know, I just have so many abilities it's hard to really use them all now. We could actually upgrade the flame wall. That might be a bit better, since I am spamming that. 0.2 seconds. Yeah, I think we'll just take a flame wall level here then. Double its level there. Might be somewhat helpful still. Oh, we should be checking the vendor gear each time though for the caster. Have found some pretty good stuff by doing that. Very big lightning damage, wow. Spell lightning, extra lightning, chance of shock. That'd be cool for a lightning caster. I wouldn't mind having that, but that's over half my gold, so rip. Not gonna do that. So, sandstorm at the Halani gates.
It is time. Move swiftly.
We should actually check the ground in case we missed anything important there. That is very far back. Oh, I guess there's no underground here. Titan's treasure. Probably a skill gem or something. We are at the Halani gates, right?
I will feast on your soul.
Hold them back while I open the gate.
She made light work of that.
Quality of his skill gem. They actually buffed these recently, so it should be a bit more common. So I think that's 5% now for the GCP. Based on their quality. Let's see, what could we even get on these? Main skills, SRS and Arsonist. So we would add 1% to that with 5% there, onto 15. And we're not using it quite as much anymore, so I don't think that's a huge deal, although it's not bad. We could get up to one more SRS if we got 4 GCPs on it, which would be 10% more at that point. That's pretty good. So we might save for that. And those are the only skills that I'm using super heavily right now. So probably hold it for now, think about using it on SRS at some points.
I will feast on your soul.
think that's a boss enemy I killed already. And they actually did nerf the drops for bosses that you've killed already. They've actually done quite a few nerfs already, even though it kind of feels like we need buffs, to be honest, for some things. I just can't use this thing. What? Hello? Is it bugged because I have that alt inspect thing stuck on it? No, I just can't use it. The waypoint's all the way up there, yes, so there isn't any way we can bypass this stuff I've already done here. This guy isn't even here, so we're just bugged. Sick. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything in town. Sandstorm barrier, there's a waypoint there, but we don't have access to it yet. So we just have to hope that the NPC stops bugging out there and will actually unlock the gates for us.
She made light work of that.
Now if she could just make light work of the thing we actually need.
Noxious
Really? We have to fight this guy again?
wrath of a king.
At least the arsonists are destroying them now. Much higher level, and we got an extra one of them.
The manifest will fall by my hand.
Really? It hits the entire arena for 50% still?
Unworthy. I tried to seek peace, and the Sekabas disgraced me.
Seems like there's a little area there, but you can't even go over there.
This time, we choose war.
I'm like desyncing backwards?
We shall finish this.
the very
He's
Santa
running
gets
away.
us. This is no natural sandstorm. We must battle sorcery with sorcery. Let us return to the caravan and entreat Zarka's wisdom.
Can I use the horn? Is it bugged again? I literally used the map to return here, but nothing's happening? What? I can't use it.
What is it?
Hello? We already did that. It's not updating the quest. I don't know. We used the desert map to return to the sandstorm. There doesn't seem to be a way to use the horn. Every tent in the whole of the plains blew wildly open. Travel to the sandstorm, sound the horn to open the way. You can't do that, though. We used the desert map to get here in the first place. There's no waypoint in there. We're at the sandstorm, but I can't see a way to use it.
She made light work of that.
You can't right-click it. This doesn't make any sense. There's nothing you can interact with here. Can you talk to her over here? No. She's standing here pointing, but I can't do anything with it. Use the desert... I did that! You can't dispel it! It doesn't make any sense. There's nothing to interact with here. Well, guess we're going to have to wait for them to fix that then. So I guess that's going to be it for now. There's nothing over here. The quest isn't updating when we use the map to return to the sandstorm. There's nothing to use here. I guess we'll take one more quick pass out here. There's nothing to use here, right? We can't use it. Nothing to interact with over here. And that area is the sandstorm, so... I can't find anything. That's the boss I've already killed. There's nothing else over there. So it looks like it's bugged then. Well, that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.